up everyone, TJ here. Today I'm reviewing the Burton Custom Camber in collaboration with Snowboard Magazine. Let's get into it. Alright guys, the Burton Custom has a deeply rooted history in snowboarding. It might be the most popular snowboard in the world. I was able to test this thing out at Copper as well as Mammoth. And real quick before I dive into the tech you're going to find in this snowboard, for your reference, I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and I rode this snowboard in size 154. The Custom is an all-mountain freestyle focused board on the Burton lineup, and it has a directional twin design. So the directional features you're going to find in this snowboard are a slightly directional outline. You're going to find a little bit more nose up front outside the contact points, as well as a slightly setback stance at the reference stance. It's negative 12.5 millimeters, or about ½ inch setback. So at reference, this board has a little bit to make it more versatile in softer snow conditions, but it does have a twin flex, and between the contact points, it is perfectly symmetrical. So if you do want to ride this and get that true twin feel, you can just center that stance up and it's going to give that to you. In the Custom Camber, you're going to find a true traditional camber profile. So it's positive camber from contact point to contact point, going to give you that more powerful, precise, energetic feel that you would expect. And it has a pretty tall camber as well. So this thing does come through with a lot of energy and a lot of precision. And to top that off, you're going to find a triaxial fiberglass layup. So that's 3 directions of fiberglass, both above and below the core, which is going to help make this board even more responsive. And it also has full tip to tail carbon built into the layup as well, which is going to help amplify the pop and energy that you're going to be able to load up in this snowboard into that positive camber profile. Other than that, you're of course going to get the Burton channel system, so you get unlimited stance width options. It's compatible with all major bindings out there, as well as a high quality sintered base. So that's known to be tougher and faster versus an extruded base, but you do want to make sure you're waxing this thing regularly to maintain a nice, consistent feel and glide throughout the entire season. And that's it for a quick tech breakdown on this one. Let's jump into how this thing feels out on the mountain. Okay, let's start off talking about the flex in this snowboard. So I'd say overall, you're gonna find a very responsive, pretty powerful feel out of the Custom Camber with a flex that sits on the stiffer side of medium, both lengthwise and torsionally. So this board is very responsive edge to edge, offers a lot of energy and a lot of precision. Now that stiffer flex and the precision you're going to find in this snowboard do have a large impact on the way this board feels when you're just straight up trying to get flex out of it. So I'm thinking like flat tricks, butters, just trying to like sit in a tail press, things like that. The traditional camber is going to make it pay attention to your edges. It's not as forgiving as boards that have a little bit of reverse in the profile. And it does make it a little bit more of a balancing act as well. You're going to be fighting against that flex, fighting against that camber. So that might take a little bit to get used to, although you still definitely can get some flex out of this snowboard. It's not that stiff where it makes it inaccessible. But I would say it's a lot more fun for the types of tricks where you're trying to harness the energy in this snowboard, use the snap and pop that you're going to find in this thing to initiate those rotations, snap in and out of tricks, and just play around with that style of riding more so than just sitting in a press. In my opinion, that's what I had more fun with. And I will say that this board does have above average pop and energy in my opinion. It took me by surprise multiple times, and I think that's something that you're going to be very happy with the Custom Camber. And I did spend quite a bit of time getting park laps on the Custom and feeling this thing out with a more freestyle approach. And I would say this board comes through with a more high performance, a little bit more jump leaning feel when it comes to freestyle riding. You can definitely still have fun on jibs, but for like mini shred, super techy, pressy kind of tricks, it's gonna make you work a little bit more. It's gonna make that a little bit more challenging. You can definitely still do it, but I would say this board is the most fun, kind of stepping up from the small to the medium range and then even progressing up to the large features. So I would say this isn't going to be the best choice if you're just like figuring out park fundamentals, but if you have a few tricks and you want a board that you can really progress up to anything with, this is going to be a good one to look at. It's a lot of fun on jumps. It has a lot of energy. It comes with plenty of stability, and this is a board that you could literally ride a slopestyle course with and it's going to have your back. So I think if you're looking for something versatile and you have some experience under your belt in the park, you're gonna have a lot of fun on this snowboard, and you're really gonna be able to utilize all the energy and the stability that this board offers. I also want to talk about the carving experience you're going to find in the custom Camber. So it's size 154. You're going to get a 7.6 meter side cut radius, which is very versatile, going to feel comfortable at pretty much any speed, as well as a 25 centimeter waist width. So a little bit narrower, a little bit more freestyling in my opinion. Going to give this board a very quick, nimble feel edge to edge. I think that triaxial fiberglass layup that stiffens the board up torsionally does help give you more response edge to edge as well. And this is just a very powerful, confident carver. It's gonna feel great on groomers. It's a lot of fun exploring the resort. It holds an edge very well since this has a pretty tall camber and that stiffer flex. This board is locked in when you get it on edge. And it's got this ability to power through more variable conditions as well. So like late season slush, variable snow on like a day where maybe you've got, you know, a few inches of snow at your local resort and it's a little bit bumpy and chopped up. This board's going to be able to power through that no problem. And that not only translates to groomers, but also just exploring the resort in general, getting in the trees, getting in the alpine. This board has plenty of stability and plenty of precision to have your back when you need it. Not only is this board going to have a confident feel for exploring, but that precision actually creates a great platform for popping, for a freestyle approach as well, looking at natural features, hitting side hits, rollers, and in the park as well. And if you're the type of rider that likes to open things up and bomb some hills on occasion, this board does have a confident feel at speed. I didn't notice any chatter in the tips. It stayed nice and consistently in control. I think the only limiting factor that you might find if you try to go real aggressive with your carves is the width. So maybe keep that in mind or look at a wide option if you do have a larger boot size. So what type of rider is the Burton Custom Camber for? I think since this is one of the most popular boards out there, a lot of times beginners will see it, they'll see the reputation that it has and they want to pick it up. But if you're just getting started out, this is going to be way too much board for you. In my opinion, this is going to be best suited for those of you with some experience under your belt, looking for something that's versatile and that you can really progress with or potentially grow into if you're more of an intermediate rider. It's a board you can take out any day and have a confident feel under your feet. Even on like a deep day, you can always set that stance back. And you got that longer nose outside the front contact point, so it gives more of a benefit versus your just like typical park twin. It's got power, it's got precision, it's got great energy and pop, and it's going to come through with a more high performance, versatile feel. So if you're looking for something like that, definitely consider the Burton Custom. It has this reputation for a reason. If you want to read more about it, I'll have it linked down below so it's easy to find, as well as a link to the latest issue of Snowboard Mag. So please make sure to go check that out. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching today. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. And if you got some value, please make sure to drop a like before you leave. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews, and I'll see you in a new one next time.